false alarm. All engines from the mainland love visiting Sodor. And sometimes they like to stay at Sodor overnight to hear some good old tales before they go home next day. Each day they hear good tales. Each day they would laugh and giggle together with some of the Sodor engines. But there are some tales that don't end well. One day, Mike puffed into the station, still grumbling. Rex was there. "Anything wrong with you now, Mike?" asked Rex. Then Mike began to talk. "You know what's the matter with me?" he said. "Go on then," said Rex. "What is it? Have they put you on passengers more than freight trains again?" he said. No, said Mike. "No," said Mike. "I'll tell you what's up with me. This railway used to let us go 75 miles per hour, but they don't anymore." Actually, said Rex, "maybe that's true, but," he went on, "since we're not allowed to go 75 miles per hour on this railway anymore, they still have speed cameras compared to the speed limit," he said. "You might want to watch at what you're doing, but not me, because I won't care, because I don't care," said Rex. Then Mike was very cross. "You wait and see until I break the speed record anytime. If you'll excuse me, I'll be on my way to pull a goods train," and he puffed away. When Mike arrived at the lower station for his goods train, he could see Ryan shunting the goods train for him. "Having a nice day?" asked Ryan happily. "Well," said Mike, "you can say that again," he said. "Now hurry up with my goods." "If you say so, master," said Ryan. So he quickly shunted Mike's goods train into a siding and puffed away. And Mike reversed quickly to the goods train and he puffed away. As soon as he came out of Henry's Tunnel and up Gordon's Hill, Mike could feel the heavy goods train trying to pull him back down, but he couldn't afford it. As he was trying to force the trucks up the hill, he felt like he was losing steam. His pistons were almost pumping, but with the last of his strength, Mike blew a thick cloud of steam out of his funnel and steamed faster and faster. Now the goods train was beginning to feel easy for him. Soon they went back down the hill and raced to the sheds, and raced through the sheds until he had spotted something. Bertie the bus was dropping off some passengers at a station when he saw Mike racing past by the station, leaving a thick cloud of black smoke all over the station. The people from the station knew there was going to be fire. Meanwhile, Douglas was still enjoying his delivery to take to the museum when he saw a man waving a red flag. He had to stop. "Bother," said Douglas. "What of it now? There's been fire at the station, and I'm afraid you have to wait until it's clear." This made Douglas very cross. "I wonder who caused it," he said. "With me waiting, this is going to cause even more confusion and delay," he grumbled crossly. And he was right. By the time the fire crew had arrived, the smoke had already died down, and some firemen had already found out that it was already a false alarm. And then after, when the signal was clear, Douglas was on his way. Later, Ryan was at the Cygnet area when Douglas arrived. He was in a bad mood. "What's wrong?" he asked. "There's been a fire at the other station," he said, "but really it was a false alarm." "And I wonder who could have caused that," said a voice. It was the Fat Controller. Was you shunting a goods train there?" "I was, sir," said Ryan. I'm no blame for it, sir." Then the Fat Controller walked off and decided to see for himself. A few moments after he arrived in Wellsworth Station, he looked all over at the security CCTV on camera. Then it happened. "The fire was caused by a goods train. We'll see about that." And so the Fat Controller had a good word with Mike and told him to pay more attention whilst pulling a goods train next time. Mike felt guilt for himself. Until when Mike crawled back to the sheds later that night, the other engines already seemed to know all about Mike's false alarm. They laughed and joked about it until the red Alsdale Railway engine really turned red.